On January 18th, 2022, Microsoft shocked the world by announcing that it was going to acquire one of the biggest gaming publishers in the world, Activision Blizzard. And after almost 2 years of legal battles, mudslinging, slander, they finally closed on the deal and inexplicably changed the course of not only Xbox, but also the entire gaming industry. While Microsoft wins, they're making more money, they got control over the biggest IPs in gaming. Does that mean that gamers are losing? What's up, y'all? I'm Ray, and this is my channel, Xbox Ready, where we talk everything going on in the world of Xbox, the latest news, rumors, pretty much anything I want to talk about as long as it's related to Xbox in some way. And in today's video, we're going to start off talking about perhaps the biggest opponent to the Activision Blizzard Xbox merger, Xbox's biggest hater over the past couple of years, the American government, more specifically, the Federal Trade Commission, otherwise known as the FTC. Now, the FTC did absolutely everything in its power to make sure that Microsoft could not complete this deal. They tried blocking it, filing injunctions. Even after the merger started, they took them back to court to try to make their case to say this should not happen. And after Microsoft announced that they were going to be restructuring Game Pass by raising the price of Ultimate, taking away day one games from console Game Pass and making it a Game Pass standard, and also raising the price of PC Game Pass, like a bitter ex, the FTC has appeared again to say, I told you so. Because according to them, this is the exact scenario that they were trying to prevent. The FTC has filed a new case against this merger, this time in the US Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals, and in the filing, they make the argument that this restructuring the Game Pass that's coming out in September is product degradation. It is not consistent with the arguments that they were making when they were trying to get this deal over the finish line. They say removing the most valuable games from Microsoft's new service combined with the price increase for existing users is exactly the sort of consumer harm from the merger the FTC has alleged. Now, I don't know if anything is going to come out of this. From my understanding, once two companies start to merge, it's really hard to unmerge them. So whether you like it or not, chances are Xbox, Activision Blizzard, and Microsoft, they are going to stay together. This video is brought to you by Manscaped. We are in the middle of hot boy summer, and y'all, it is getting hot, it is getting sweaty, but thankfully Manscaped is here to help us stay fresh, stay clean, and most importantly, stay confident. A huge part of that comes from the Lawnmower 5.0 Ultra, now in white hot. White hot. The Lawnmower 5.0 Ultra has all of the things that we've come to know and love from previous Manscaped trimmers. It's got an LED light to guide you in the dark. It's waterproof. It's got a rechargeable lithium-ion battery. The trimmer itself on the Lawnmower 5.0 Ultra has longer, rounder teeth, so it can be tough on hair while still being gentle. And if you want an even closer shave, you can pop off the trimmer and put on the foil blade to really get a real, I'm talking real close shave. I'm talking squeaky clean. Oh yeah, did I mention that it's white hot? If you want to join the millions of bros out there that have entrusted their grooming to Manscaped, you can go on over to manscaped.com and use my promo code XboxReady to get 20% off and free international shipping on your very own special edition Lawnmower 5.0 Ultra. Thanks again to Manscaped for sponsoring this video. Now, that's not to say that there's no issues or no drawbacks to consolidating a bunch of IP under one corporate entity. I mean, hell, just ask any of the thousands of employees that have been let go from Activision Blizzard or Tango Gameworks. And in a way, I can see where the FTC is coming from on this front. We know that there are a few reasons why Xbox is probably raising the price of Game Pass Ultimate and taking away day one editions from the middle tier. We've talked about them on this channel before, but perhaps the biggest and most obvious reason is the fact that they're putting new Call of Duty games day one onto Game Pass Ultimate. And in order to offset the revenue lost from the cannibalization of sales for whatever titles are put onto Game Pass day one, well, they're gonna raise the price. So yeah, you could, I guess, make the argument that in a world where the FTC prevents this merger from happening and Xbox, Microsoft, they don't own Call of Duty never makes it onto Game Pass day one, and therefore they don't have to raise the price or do any restructuring. That is assuming that Microsoft was never going to raise the price of Game Pass or take day one games off the middle tier. And in my personal opinion, and I have to qualify this, I have to remind y'all, I am just a guy with a YouTube channel and a camera. In my opinion, That is incredibly naive. Everyone and their mother, when it comes to streaming, when it comes to subscription services, are raising their prices. It's not fun. I don't want to pay more for my Game Pass Ultimate subscription, but I believe that they were going to do that anyway, with or without Call of Duty. It may not have happened as soon, but it was going to happen eventually. Yeah, it's not ideal, but there are a couple of trade-offs that I think the FTC isn't considering. Game Pass is also not the only way to play upcoming Call of Duty games. It's not like Xbox is forcing you to subscribe to Ultimate. You can still buy the games, wait for them to go on sale. Post-acquisition, we have more options in how we're going to be able to play Call of Duty than we ever have before. Activision Blizzard pre-acquisition, well, there was only one way to play any Call of Duty game, and that was buying it outright. It didn't matter if the Call of Duty game in question was good or not. The fact that it's coming to a gaming subscription service like Game Pass at all would not have happened if Xbox didn't buy them out. Activision was very clear that they do not mess with gaming subscription services at all. They had no interest in putting any of their games on any service like that. You can now stream Call of Duty through a number of cloud gaming services. Again, something that wouldn't have happened if not for this acquisition. And yes, the obvious one is Xbox Cloud Gaming, once Modern Warfare 3 and Black Ops 6 are added to the Game Pass Ultimate library, but you'll also be able to play it on Boosteroid and on GeForce Now because, well, Microsoft signed a contract to make those games available on those platforms for at least the next 10 years. Again, not to say there aren't any negative impacts from this acquisition. What's really gonna suck for Microsoft and make all of these points moot is if these Call of Duty games come out, these ones that are fully under the Xbox first-party banner. I guess technically Modern Warfare 3 is in that category, but Xbox really didn't have anything to do with that. From Black Ops 6 and onward, if those games suck, then Microsoft is really gonna have a problem. Then the FTC and what they're trying to allege with product degradation, that's really, people are really gonna start taking notice of that. But if they come out and they're awesome, and not just the Call of Duty games, the other first-party games that are supposed to come out in 2024 and next year, and all of them are bangers, they are awesome, I believe this talk will quiet down. But again, the ball is in Xbox's court. That is contingent on if they ship bangers and not terrible games. Honestly, knowing Xbox, it could go either way at this point. In the past, they've shipped bangers, and they've also shipped not so much bangers. Hopefully, they'll have a laser focus on making good games, because it doesn't seem like they're focused on other areas like marketing. A couple of videos ago, I talked about a rumor that was going around that Tom Warren apparently received from an anonymous tipster that alleged that Microsoft is going to abandon marketing for Xbox entirely over in Europe. And although we haven't heard anything more about the validity of that tip that Tom Warren got, one of the marketing leads for Xbox over in Europe just did an interview where he was basically like, yeah, that rumor might as well be true because the budget that we're operating on is pretty much nothing. We are pretty much broke out here. We are scrappy. Our competition, i.e. PlayStation, has like a budget a billion times the size of ours, which is very confusing because you think, okay, Microsoft, they're super rich, one of the most valuable companies in the world. You think they would throw their marketing boys a couple bones to help them out. He said, from a funding point of view, we need to work really hard against our competition. They're blessed with marketing funds that we're just not able to enjoy, but that's totally fine. We adopt what I would call a more fiscally responsible approach to media investments. We're not blessed with huge media budgets, so we have to be quite scrappy, really, and quite tenacious to fight for funds that would probably go somewhere else. Now, the theory is that, well, Microsoft, Xbox, they don't do too hot in Europe anyway, so what's the point of even trying to market your consoles? You might as well just spend that money elsewhere. And yeah, I guess I could sort of see that. Like, just because you go balls to the wall with marketing on something doesn't mean it's actually going to sell. But it is still kind of confusing, like Xbox's overall approach to marketing in general. On one end, their PR department is very good about having a relationship with people like me or influencers. They're always in touch with us, keeping us up to date on different products that they have or news that's breaking, so we can be the first people to talk about it and spread the word. Versus over on the PlayStation side, like my buddy Jimmy, he runs PS Ready, and it's a pretty big channel. He's probably gonna hit 200K subscribers soon. But despite that, he doesn't have a relationship with any PlayStation rep or PR marketing guy at at all. But in terms of traditional marketing, Sony has Xbox outclassed easily. When Horizon Forbidden West was coming out, I saw that game everywhere out here in LA. I saw it on buses, I saw it on benches. They would play commercials for it in sports bars. It was the only time that my wife turned to me and was like, hey, what's that game? Whereas with Xbox, you hardly see it in the same way that I was just describing for a PlayStation title. I was shocked when I went to the movies one time, and before the trailer started, they had just like general commercials, and one of them was a trailer for Xbox Game Pass. You just don't see a lot of Xbox marketing. I was super confused because I was listening to an Avatar podcast that I really like, Braving the Elements, and it had an ad for Hellblade. It was just confusing cryptic dialogue from the game, and I was like, what is the end goal here? Yes, that game has good audio design, good voice acting, but a huge draw of that game is the visual component, and choosing to advertise that game in a podcast where it's only an audio-only medium, I was like, what are we doing here, guys? It must be tough to advertise for video games specifically, because in my opinion, the best advertising for a game is not a commercial that you'll see. I'd say, especially nowadays, very rarely do I see a trailer for a game and I go, whoa, I gotta play that. Not since the OG Kingdom Hearts commercial way back in the day. I would say also maybe the Mad World trailer for Gears of War also had me feeling like that, but it's been a long time. No, I would say the best advertising for games is seeing other people having fun playing your game. You know what I think the best bit of advertising for Sea of Thieves is? You probably already know what I'm gonna say.
Captain!
Yeah?
But like, if I was trying to get someone to play Sea of Thieves or pitch it to them, I would show them that clip because it's just funny, it's unhinged, and it's a glimpse into all of the crazy, kooky adventures that you can get into as a pirate on Sea of Thieves. I would also say that's the same for a game like Helldivers 2. All the trailers and stuff we were seeing leading up to that game's release, I was like, that game, it looks fine. But then over on TikTok, I see a bunch of clips of people doing crazy stuff, fighting for their lives, just having fun with the game, and that's what made me be like, oh, I need to get this. I don't really know. Part of me wants Xbox to go buck nasty wild with the marketing, but if it's not really working and they can use that money to, I don't know, develop a really dope next-gen Xbox, then maybe it's not so bad. Or maybe they can use the money to make sure that the Xbox servers don't go down again, because that's exactly what happened just yesterday, maybe a week or two after the outage that lasted like 7-8 hours. When that first one happened, I was like, surely this won't be happening for quite a while. But then after I was done editing and filming for the day, I was like, you know what, let me hop on Twitch and I'll stream Flintlock Siege of Dawn because it's officially available on Game Pass. So I go over to my command center. I got my Series S hooked up, capture card hooked up, Streamlabs hooked up. I go live and then I try clicking on the game and it's saying, error, we can't load this title. If it persists, go to blah, blah, blah. And I was like, hold on, wait a minute, what's going on? Maybe there's an issue because the game is just launching, but someone in the chat was like, no, Ray, the servers are down. And I was like, holy crap. Luckily, I was playing on my Series S, which is my home Xbox, like I explained a couple of videos ago. So I was eventually, after maybe like 5-10 minutes, able to play. But it's like, guys, really? Again? 2 server outages over the past like 2-3 weeks. That's not the kind of service that inspires confidence, especially just a couple of months before millions of Xbox players are going to start paying more for stuff like Game Pass Ultimate and PC Game Pass. That cannot be happening. I'll wrap up the video talking about this new headset that I just got, the SteelSeries Arctis 7X. Now, in a previous video, I was talking about Prime Day deals and how I thought I was going to pick up a JBL gaming headset, but then I saw this was on sale, and damn, I am so glad that I decided to get these headsets and not those other ones I was looking at, because holy crap, they are so much okay, well, to be fair, I've never tried the JBL Xbox headsets, but I've been hearing a lot about the SteelSeries ones. Literally, if you type up best Xbox headset, these pop up a bunch. And I've always been like, no, I'll try the first party one. So I got the Xbox wireless headset, but now that's kind of on the way out. My mic is all messed up on that. The foam is starting to degrade. Generally looking pretty ugly. And these headsets are definitely an upgrade. Now, if you want to use them wirelessly, you do have to use a dongle, which is kind of annoying, but not the end of the world. It's something I'm already used to with my PlayStation headsets. I've honestly just been using them plugged into my Xbox controller, and they sound amazing. That combined with my Dolby Atmos for headphones, they're sounding incredible. On my Xbox wireless headset, as they started to age, something started to happen that I can only describe as like audio artifacting. I don't know if that's really a thing, but you know when you see artifacting visually, it's kind of pixelated, there's like some weird funkiness going on. That kept happening to me, but the sound version of that with my Xbox wireless headsets. And on the SteelSeries headset, you can retract the microphone and put it away when you're not using it. Definitely a much better system compared to the microphone that's on the wireless Xbox headset, and I imagine it's gonna be a lot more durable in the long run. And I didn't realize this, but I can also use this headset with all of my other consoles, my PlayStation 5, my Switch, my PC. I truly don't know why I put off buying these for so long. Now, to be fair, I've only had them for a day. My opinion on them could change 1-2 years from now, but so far, I'm really liking them. Anyways, guys, that's all the Xbox stuff I have to talk about today. Thanks so much for joining me for another edition of Xbox Ready. If you like Xbox, if you like my content, consider subscribing, ringing that little bell to be alerted whenever I post a video so you can stay Xbox ready. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.